everybody in Facebook land. It's your old pal John, SouthJerseyBeerScene.com. Well, that's SJBeerScene.com. We're here. It's Thursday night. So you know what that means. It's another edition of South Jersey Beer Scene Live. We got a good one tonight. You guys read the ads. We got a guy who we love talking to. No shortage of opinions. Really smart guy. Does a really good job down here in Cape May County. So without further ado, there's my guy Pete Beyda along with South Jersey Beer Scene's own Tom Renzulli. What's up, Pete?
Hey, guys.
How you doing, buddy?
Can I just say thank you so much for inviting me to our virtual happy hour. I'm thrilled to be here, right? Everybody got a beer?
We got a
Everybody's
beer.
got a beer.
Everybody's got a beer, so cheers. And you know what? Let's get this out of the way. So today's kind of a special day, too. It's Pete's birthday.
Oh,
and now Pete is legally allowed to vote here in the United States. So happy birthday. And I'm bringing out the big boys. I got the old 777 barrel aged sitting for a year. So cheers. Happy birthday, Pete. Many more. And congratulations. You and Claudia are newly grandparented.
Yes,
so
we are.
A lot going on. And congrats on that.
Congrats.
So in the midst of all this crap that we're all suffering through, we did have a ray of hope last week when Claudia and I became grandparents. So that was really, really exciting, and we're happy to report that baby's healthy, mom's healthy, dad is, going through just what you'd expect at this point, the realization that he has a baby in the house.
Yeah, and it doesn't go away. My youngest is 19. We still have a baby in the house.
I have a 22-year-old here with me as well. So, yes, right on.
Billy's saying Billy from Ludlam's on there says, "Can't believe you're drinking 777." Too late, Billy. I cracked it an hour ago. So this will be a short broadcast. As Pete calls it, his finishing beer. One of my favorite things ever. So
how does that line finish, John? It's a finishing beer.
It's a finishing beer.
Today, you're finished.
It's done. It's a great beer. It's one of my favorite beers. It made our 10 best 2 years in a row, I think, Tom, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. Whenever I see it, I grab a bottle, and I've been staring at this one in the fridge, just looking for the right reasons. Pete's birthday. What better time could it be? So, what have you guys been doing since all this craziness hit here in the world? What's the life of a brewery owner?
We're doing our best to survive, right? So start with that. Obviously, we're not doing any distribution of our bulk products, so any of the keg stuff is stopped since we don't have a bar or restaurant to sell any of that to. We're trying to sell as much of the canned product as we can, right? That's got, and some of the stuff that we had in kegs, we've moved back to bright tanks and are actually going to try to put it into can. Crazy experiment, but so far so good.
So what are you doing for curbside? I think you might have a prop for this. So what are we doing?
Yeah, I do. Hang on a second. I got to find it.
Pete came prepared. He's like the brewery carrot top today. So here's what we're doing. Pete, you guys get to 7milebrew.com. You buy his beer. How many? You got a lot of beer up there to move, as everybody does right now. Eric Delinsky says hi, by the way.
You.
We got a lot. You got a lot going on. So how's the process work?
Listen, we got a lot of beer in stock. So if you log on to 7milebrew.com, you will be struck immediately with please buy my beer kind of button. Everything's online. Pick your size, shape, whatever it is that you want, 4-pack, 6-packs. Everything's priced to be friendly to lots of folks who are kind of all suffering with an economic loss. So we have curbside, and we're doing some local delivery. We obviously want to keep it as local as possible. We don't want to travel. We don't want to be outside. We don't want to be distant as well. But we will accommodate particularly folks that, don't have means of transportation, local in the what I call the lower township, middle township, upper township areas, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Cape May Island, but we're trying to keep it real local. But we're trying to move beer, and then obviously we're selling everything that we can in distribution out to our liquor store retailers. So hopefully you'll find your brands that your favorite, Seven Sun, 7 Mile Pale Ale, Just Juice, Walter, in stores all around.
Yeah, we love that the support that the breweries are getting from the local people. But one of the things we have to remember, we're in Cape May County, right? It's a seasonal business for a lot of us. So you're hitting into the 4 months or 5 months where you get the majority of your money. So, I know a lot of us are struggling right now, but, supporting small business is what this is all about. Pete has, this is your 2016, right? So you're going into your fourth summer for the essence of things.
Official business charter was 2015, right? We spent a year in the build out, and then 2016 is September is when we opened the doors for the first time. Yeah.
Paul Simmons is on, and he says, "Hey Pete, hey John, hey Tom." He loves us. We love you too, Paul Simmons. And Paul, keep those videos coming on Facebook.
I love them.
I mean,
I love broccoli.
We chatted about that today. Paul and I had a rip roaring conversation this afternoon.
I bet. So let's talk about a couple things as a brewery owner, as a small business owner. So this relief loan, the payroll relief thing came out, and I think most of the breweries here applied for it. But one of the things, a couple things changed in the end. 75% of it had to go towards payroll, is what they're saying now.
Well, it's your relief. If the loan is to be relieved, the only part that will be relieved is the payroll part. So if you use any part of the loan, because you're going to get 2.5 times your payroll, the PPP loan. And by the way, there's like 5 different programs. Every one of them change with each and every day. So like we all stay tuned, and most of the Cape May County brewers we're all on a text thread together almost every morning, kind of, what are we going to do now? Like, because 9 o'clock, the doors open, we got to be ready. And we're all on our keyboards, we're typing away, texting each other. So this is the first piece.
All right, fake news.
Yeah, don't believe everything you hear. There has been no federal relief whatsoever for small businesses. I think I sent out a note to some friends today, like 99% of all the business loans that have been applied for have not been fulfilled. So 1% have been fulfilled.
Yeah, the Brewers Association, or actually Brewbound today, talked to a bunch of brewery owners, people from Three Daughters in Florida, and guys who own Jack's Abbey, and I don't know, if you guys are in the business, you probably get on there every day, and the confusion is incredulous. They're going to their lenders, and their lenders are not quite sure what the rules are, and they keep changing minute by minute. So it's, in theory, this is all great, but now what we're talking about is an actual fourth package that would actually give direct relief to business owners like you that's kind of stalled right now.
Yes, and we've all applied, and as a matter of fact, some of us actually made applications. The moment the state of New Jersey became an official disaster, right? So that had to be filed by the state to the federal government. We completed our loan package. At that time, it was like a 10-page application, had to file last 2 years of tax returns, including my personal tax returns. All of that content had to be uploaded to the Fed website. And believe it or not, many of us did that while the Fed website was going up and down like a roller coaster because it was getting overwhelmed. I finally reached the SBA late last week, and they said, "Oh, no, you need to refile all that." We basically lost all that information, and it's a do-over. But now they've created a simplified form, which I've now completed 3 times. That's my, outfielder 3-time. It's absolutely ridiculous. And here's the best part. You get a number, and you don't even get a feedback that your application is submitted. You don't get an email. You don't know anything. I called and asked about it. They don't know anything because they don't actually have the money. It's very... Hold on, I got to get back to Pete. Let's get Pete on the full screen.
Where's the money?
I mean, that's what we're all asking. Like, where's the money? I mean, I watched the president tell me that, $3.5 billion have been distributed. I'm like, that's a lie. And he said that on a Saturday afternoon when the loan program opened on Friday. And what bank do you know processes loans on Saturday?
Not the only banks I know that do that are the guys that work on the corners. They're called bankers now.
I'm trying to keep a sense of humor, right? I mean,
somebody's loud.
Is somebody in my house?
No, I think we're good. I think it was just a little feedback. Renzulli looks guilty over there. So,
See, I can never rob a bank.
hey Don Husak, how you doing, buddy? One of the things that so the Brewers Association went out and did a little research too, and one of the distressing things that came out was that they're saying that 46% of craft brewers are saying they're going to be out of business in 3 months. And that's a scary proposition. We were talking about it prior to this. There's 8,000 breweries. That means there's like less than 4,500 if all that happens. That's a little scary, especially when we're on such a, we're talking about flattening the curve. You know what I mean? And the curve.
Oh, he's got a prop of that.
We're trying to flatten the curve. But if you look at the brewery curve, that's not what we want to see. We want to see that continue to go up, up, and up. And this is a major, it's impacting. I mean, we're on a beer show. That's why we're talking about breweries. We understand that so many people are impacted by this. But it's, this industry has been really, really hot. And it doesn't just employ people that work in the brewery. You have people that are working food trucks and music and events. And breweries have been a great catalyst for fundraisers. I mean, a lot of people's fundraising plans were based on having something at 7 Mile Brewery or having something at Glasstown. And it's really, really made things hard. I know this is kind of like people are probably out there going, oh, John, wham, wham, wham. But
Ludlam, too.
And Billy, yeah.
If Billy's on, we have to say Ludlam as well.
Yeah. And Mike Geller's on here now. He says happy birthday. So we got everybody on here.
And
Seth Dollard, happy birthday. I mean, so look.
Thanks, Mike.
And Sean, God, it's a love fest from all the breweries. There's Sean from ACO. God,
all
Pete,
right. Yeah.
That's pretty good. So so let's talk about this 46% of the breweries shutting down. So just in our little area here, we know that their tap rooms are your lifesaver at this point. Right. What happens when your tasting rooms can't open until August?
For folks in Cape May County, and you probably do already know that Cape May County's bread and butter is tourism.
Right.
I mean, we are the only county that I'm aware of in the 21 counties in New Jersey that survive on tourism dollars.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
A critical blow to every small business down here. Some will never come back from it. And one could say the same for lots of the small breweries who live on taproom business. I mean, it literally, our curve, if you look at this, that curve actually represents June, July, and August in Cape May County.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yep.
Without that, many of us don't have the cash to survive the months that we're in now. So we literally all kind of, bare knuckle it and grit our teeth through, January and February and March, waiting for April to come as beer business, which is seasonal globally,
right,
comes back to life. And then now if we're not open in June or July, then it'll be a dark time. I don't want to throw numbers around, but it's like in the tasting room, it's 60% of our business comes from those 3 months.
So how much now? So liquor stores are still open, as we know. How much package is moving out of liquor stores on your side? Like what is? I haven't thought about this, but what are the numbers looking like?
Well, the numbers are kind of interesting in that we saw a huge burst in demand right at the beginning of the crisis. So if we go back to like March 15, or maybe even earlier, March 1, we saw a ton of demand, right? Filling trucks up, 2-3 trucks on the road every week, getting beer out to liquor stores. But I think they were all panicked, thinking we may never be able to get beer again, so let's buy it.
I think they saw what happened in Pennsylvania. I think that was part of it too.
Right, and so I think they were somewhat panicked. So we saw like a huge surge, great wind at our back. We're like, okay, we'll be fine because we've got packaging. A week later, those same orders didn't come back, right? And we're like, oh crap. 2 weeks later, we're starting to see some movement again. So I think what we're seeing is that we're going to see this kind of roller coaster ride of buy, sell, and that's all I can hope for at this point, right? We're trying to change the curve a little bit ourselves, by getting out in the field a whole lot more over the last couple weeks. Trying to get in front of every liquor store owner saying, yeah, we want to sell you beer, and they're been good. We moved some beer into Ocean County this week that
cool.
hadn't been doing before. We had a third-party distributor who was kind of lackluster, and we kind of took that back over, and we're moving. So,
nobody treats your stuff as good as yourself, and you're going to be moving into PA, hopefully soon too as well.
Yeah. So another piece of great irony, right? We signed a contract for distribution in Pennsylvania on the second week of March, and we're all ready for a launch April 1, and this happened.
Yeah, I know. Our friend Rob Callahan, they signed the thing in Delaware, and they just started doing stuff. I know Cape May has moved their operations up north, and they were getting ready to prime to do some big stuff too. So I mean, I think everybody's in a holding pattern. Yeah. You're gonna have to watch this back because the birthday wishes for you are just incredible. Eric Delinsky's got a question. He says, is the hops industry affected by all this? Are the prices stable? Are the crops able to be picked? What do we know anything on that?
Well, basically, the hop industry is their harvest season, at least in North America, has been in October. I am seeing some prices drop on what I'll call the super hops,
Galaxy.
Because demand is kind of diminished because they know.
Right.
I've also seen some of the hop wholesalers. So these are third parties who buy hops and then trade them in market. They're actually doing their best to start to soften some of their pricing and uplift because they know everybody's hurting right now. So I have one great retailer, I'll throw a name out, Hop Heaven. I mean, do a lot of business with them because I'm a spot market guy. I'm not buying a lot of contract stuff. They literally are falling all over us. Customer service, fast shipping times, doing everything they can to support, right now we call an ailing industry, and that's no pun.
Yeah, Paul Simmons is adding that they're definitely worried about demand, and they're taking surveys to see what the thing you're going to need next is, and I think that's pretty. It's they kind of run the market a lot, so it looks like they're trying to help out. What is the one thing that a consumer can do that would be most helpful other than coming and buying beer right from your place? And I tell people this all the time. If they don't see your beer, to tell the liquor store owner or whatever that they want your beer. And hold on, let's get Pete back up on the screen here. This is the most helpful thing you can do, guys. Go right to that brewery. Hold that up a little higher, Pete.
Yep.
You buy their beer. All the breweries are doing curbside. And I happened to stop at Ludlam on the way home today to drop something off for Billy. Kristen was there, and I did my part and grabbed the 4-pack just to have.
The Big Dirty.
Yeah, I got the Big Dirty. I might have gotten a few more other things though. Billy will be on Tuesday night with us here at 7:30. I grabbed some of that, and it was a really cool experience. I came up there. She said, "What do you need?" She went and took care of it, brought it out, mask, gloves, the whole thing. So it's a lot safer to go to the brewery it is than pick it up at the liquor store. Sorry, liquor store people. I love you guys too, but I think to get the most bang for the buck, the brewers need you to come to their brewery to get the beer.
I'd rather go to the brewery too. I mean, that helps. That's almost simulating going into the tap room itself.
And Tom, where have you gone?
I've gone Tuckahoe, Glasstown. This Saturday, me and Karen are going to do a whole Cape May run. We're going to go to Gusto, 7 Mile, Bucker Brigade. We're going to go pick up a little bit, Ludlam, Slack Tide, try to do a whole run. It was pay week this week, so we want to do our part, And
you know what? We've had a lot of great customers and loyal customers who have come in, and some folks actually saying they literally were doing the very same thing, Tom. Literally going to every brewery, filling up their trunks, really trying to support us. And I got to tell you, with heartfelt thanks, that stuff means a whole lot to all of us down here. And I always will promote the following, which is just drink local.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
If I get it, you're up in, northern New Jersey to me. Hey, if you got to go somewhere local, right? If you're in Millville, buy from Paul.
Right.
Don't go somewhere else. Buy from all the local breweries. Go to Cross Keys. Go to go to Ludlam Island, go to Slack Tide, go to Cape May, go to Gusto, go to Bucket Brigade. These are our friends. We all have worked all our lives to invest in these businesses. And for all of us now, that's all at risk. Some of us have drained our bank accounts to make all this happen. Right. And if it fails because of this, we got nowhere else to go. Right. I'll be panhandling outside of your place of business in the near future if this all just comes to shit. I mean, that's the truth. And I don't want to be there, but that's the true reality. So, we all got to kind of bond together as a community. And, somewhere on here, what prop coming.
Here comes a prop.
Prop.
He's looking.
I got it somewhere.
You got to get them organized. There we go.
All together. That's true. We need to help each other.
We're all together, right? We're all trying to get through it personally, socially. I just want everybody to be healthy on the other side of this. We've lost way too many people because of lack of action, ignorance on so many different parts. But if we can do that, we'll be back and we'll be better than we ever were. I'm a believer.
Yep. I think that the other thing you can do is to buy some local food. I mean, I know some people are a little freaked out about it. Tonight. Tara and I went down to Molino's and down in Courthouse and got their dinner special, which was delicious, by the way. And if you can do that, you don't have to do it every night. I know other people are out of work too. If you can support just local, we'll get through this, and this will be all an insane memory. So
we do that. We do that every week. We pick every Friday night. We pick a different restaurant to order from and go pick it up.
And we missed your birthday.
Yeah. My
we missed
birthday
Tom's
was
birthday
Sunday.
last week. Yeah,
Sunday I was 52.
You were 31 Sunday?
31 on Sunday. Yes.
And he had a nice dinner from Angelo's in Atlantic City, I think.
Yeah, Greg Montgomery hooked me up big time.
Oh,
it was awesome.
That's beautiful. Thank you. That's good to know. And 31, you look great.
That's fantastic. Yeah, he's good. He's the eye candy of the South Jersey beer scene because we know Vic isn't. So it's down to me and Tom.
He's our speller.
By the way,
speller.
There's a great Facebook page. I can't remember it off the top of my head. It's like Cape May County Takeout and Delivery that somebody started, and it's promoting all of the restaurants, breweries that are doing takeout, and we've learned a ton as Claudia and I at home have learned a lot about restaurants that are doing all these things, and we're doing the same as you are. Like, mind you, we're cooking a lot at home.
Right. Yeah, I've cooked more at home in this last month than I have in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I had lost 10 pounds going into this, and I've gained 15 back.
Yeah, I'd put a note, "You're not hungry," inside the refrigerator. I had to do that last week.
You're just bored, right?
Yeah.
There was a great meme somebody sent me, said, "Hey, you have to social distance from your refrigerator."
That's true. So as a brewery owner, as a brewer, somebody brews beer, so let's pretend that everything's going to open up soon. What are some of the beers that you got coming up for us, Pete? I know you're always doing something different.
I'm always trying to do something different. So let's start with this one.
Okay, all together.
Up again.
All right.
We actually brewed a beer. It's a collaboration. I believe there's over 500 breweries across the country now participating, brewing a beer with the proceeds to go to displaced hospitality workers.
That's the thing other half started, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's much like the Resilience Project when the campfires were in California.
Right.
This is all going to hospitality workers who have been displaced. So a lot of my staff are all collecting unemployment. They're making half as much money as they did before. Right. It's not a good sign, and they all have bills to pay and all the same things. So we brewed that yesterday. We hope to have it released early in May and in package, so that we'll be moving it out into the market, so people can buy that and know that the money's going to good places. Right? It's not like my pockets. I'm not going to make a penny on this beer. 100% of all the proceeds are going out to hospitality workers that have been affected in the Cape May County area.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
if I deliver the checks to them personally, I will do it.
Yeah, we're working on something too right now with a couple people that are in the industry. I can't talk about it right yet, but we have an idea for something that we want to do to get money directly to the people that are out of work, that are not able to collect unemployment, or that are underemployed to begin with, so they're not making enough money, who make a lot of money off the tips. So we're looking at something. We should be able to talk about it maybe Tuesday, depending on how things work out. But the one thing I will say, that this pandemic has shrunken our community, right? Like, I talk to you guys more than I've ever talked to you, because we all have so much free time. I work every day, but everybody has so much free time. Like now, because it's not craziness that, I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm checking on everybody because I can't see them anymore. So it has, I think, brought the community closer together, and not just the brewers, but the people that patronize. I don't think people really realized how much they missed it until they couldn't have it anymore. Yeah, and I can see that the outpouring of love that you guys get, and the people that show up to watch our stupid little Facebook show. It's amazing to me that how much people miss that. What are you laughing at, Tom Rinzoli?
No, it's funny because at the end of the next day, I look and there's 1,000 people that go back and watch this. It's very humbling.
It is, and it's
a lot of this is very humbling. Yes, it is very humbling in that regard. And you know what? I think what it means is that because we can't, even when the world was free and we could go everywhere we wanted, we didn't get together.
No.
And enough. So maybe what we should do is, one, get together physically, set schedules, and be together. But in the other days, we should Zoom video and hang out together and drink beer together online too.
I think one of the things
laughing so much with friends that I haven't connected with. So like my old cronies in New York and Wall Street, we've been getting together once a month, and everybody's saying, let's do it once a week. And we have a virtual happy hour sometimes at 10 o'clock in the morning. And
that's awesome.
My virtual happy hour at 10 a.m. would have to come with a lawyer, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Mrs. Cashew would not have any of that. But I think you're right, though. We used to get together a little bit more. Like, it seemed like there was always an anniversary or a party or something, and anywhere we go, there'd be 20 brewers there. We've in the beer festivals and stuff like that. I miss seeing everybody, and we do. I miss seeing everybody.
This week, the AC Beer Fest was, supposed to be last weekend, and all these memories are popping up on my Facebook page about all the great times I had. And I was posting and sending texts to John and saying, I just wish we could have that back again.
I know.
And it's the same way.
Yeah, and John's, we're hopeful. We're very hopeful that we think that John's micro midget knuckle buster wrestling championship is happening at the end of July. We're hoping that, hopefully before, because our friends in Wildwood have a beer fest that's planned. I don't know. It's going to be tough sledding for those guys, I think, in June. But we're hoping by the end of July, maybe we have a little semblance of a reasonable, that we can go out and do stuff, and that'll reopen the season for a while. So, yeah, we got to flatten the curve.
It's all up to us.
And I think we're doing a pretty good job. I think that I get to see a little bit more than when we're out the stores. Pete, we live down here in Cape May County, so we can go to Acme and we can get whatever we want this time of year. If there's something that needs to be had, we can have it. It's almost like summer. Like, you had to get to the store at like 7 o'clock in the morning or just not go. And it's just a whole different. It's just a whole different thing to see.
And what's all that thing with the shit paper? I don't get it. How much do you crap?
No,
That's baffling. That's total. Somebody started that and they jumped on it, and everybody's buying it. Now they're going to be selling it in yard sales all summer long.
I've been bringing home my commercial rolls that are this big. I'm using them at the brewery. I said, hey, Claude, they're not going to fit in your toilet paper holders, but they work.
I needed some for my job, and we used Staples, and that was all they had. And it's like sitting on the sink in the ladies' room, and I know they just want to shoot me, but there's nothing I can do about it. So,
right.
That's what we have.
That was the other great meme, because you knew I had to bring a bunch of jokes and shit with me tonight. So that was the other great meme. I used to go to the toilet paper and roll it like I was pulling the jackpot handle at Caesars. Now I'm pulling it off one slice at a time.
Square. As from the old Seinfeld, can you spare a square? I know it's pretty. It's amazing, isn't it? It's just so crazy. It's almost like a movie. The one I will tell you this: I am catching up on some TV shows that I wanted to watch because there's not much to write about. So me and we're watching Community. I'm watching this. I'm watching that, and I've gained. I lost 40 pounds. I think I've gained 15 back since this happened. So we're doing good.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of the same here at the house. Claudia has a list literally right next to the TV on her console, and somebody she FaceTimes or texts with is giving her names of yet another show to watch, and we write it down and add it to the list. And we're still waiting on jumping into Tiger King. We've been told we have to.
You have to watch it.
We're gonna do it.
It could have been. It could have happened in Cape May County. I'm just going to put that out there.
Karen's watching it now.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
We're going to dive in. We know it's trending. We're going to dive in. We've been holding back, waiting for that to be. Maybe we'll get through this thing before we have to watch Tiger King.
Pete, you're just missing out on something it's glorious. You need to watch it.
And you know that I would love that. So we've been watching Good Girls is what the current binge is. We finished just about everything else. Gone back. It's like Breaking Bad, except it's like on network TV.
Oh, I think we saw that. The chick from Mad Men was on that. Yeah, I think.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Right.
The chick from Mad Men. Sorry, ladies. I'm so sorry for saying that.
Good for being politically correct.
Oh, well, they know.
I'll help you.
You know what the problem? This is the problem, Pete.
Yeah, I got you. And by the way, and it's me.
Truth serum.
And it's also me. I break down all of those barriers with people. Everybody wants to just say, hey, say whatever you want in front of me. I'll just make fun of it.
All right, we got it. It's a little after 8. We're going to wrap this up. So, Pete, tell us where we can, we can get the beer, the old 7 Mile Brewery beer.
Hang on a second. I keep on flipping these things over.
I don't know, but this is great television.
This is not good public television anymore.
What are your hours, Pete? What are you guys doing?
So the online store is open 24/7.
Okay.
If you make a purchase before 2 p.m. for pickup on any given day, it will be available same day between 2 and 4. If you make a purchase after that, next day. Deliveries, get it in before 2. I'll get it to you after I close the doors at 4. Because it's me. I'm chief cook and bottle washer right now. So, if you want to see my ugly mug at your door, I'll do a delivery to you. So, and I will have a mask and I will be wearing gloves. And I'm there for a home delivery, not a home invasion. So please don't pull a weapon when I arrive. That was my big fear. That's when you saw that mass face on Facebook. I'm like, I don't know what people are going to think when I show up at their door.
It's the new normal.
You just hold the beer up.
Yeah,
I got beer.
And by the way, there's a lot of smiles when I do show up for home delivery. So it's actually, there's a little bit of heartwarming that takes place when you arrive. People are like, yeah, that's a good guy to have come to the house. I'm like Santa Claus.
Well, Pete, you are a good guy, and your wife, Claudia, who we absolutely adore. And thanks for all that you guys do in and out of the beer community. I mean, you guys do a lot. You don't like to talk about it, but you guys do a lot, and you're very, very gracious people that are. I know that if I needed somebody at 2:00 in the morning, I could call Pete, and there would be no questions asked, and he'd throw my laptop in the lake. So we'd be good.
You're right.
So we're going to check it out. So thanks to Pete Beyda. Get out there to 7milebrewery.com. Be safe, be distant, be responsible, and stop the spread, as Pete's got over there for us. We're going to end as we always do and say, hug your loved ones, buy some local beer and food, and stay brewery strong. Cheers,
Brewery
everybody.
strong.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers.